Hi everyone, welcome back to another edition of RHO Market Chat. So let's dive straight into what we're going to do today. As usual, we're going to recap on last week's market chat, and then we talk about the resurgence of COVID cases in US and China. And I also want to talk about an interesting topic called the quadruple witching that just happened last Friday, 19th of June. And then, I want to talk about stocks that affected by quadruple witching. We're going to talk about China auto sector. And, I've been talking so much about Hong Kong Stock Exchange, so bullish on Hong Kong Stock Exchange at least 3 to 4 weeks ago. All right. And it has been surging. Okay. And I want to continue to re-emphasize my bullishness on Hong Kong Stock Exchange. And then we talk a little bit about the STI and UOB chart. And then also, lastly, we'll wrap it up by talking about the macro data, economic data ahead. Okay, so last week I was bullish on gold prices. And as I'm just looking at the gold chart live, at this hour, it is surging. Okay, it has gone to as high at 1,762. So gold prices is really moving this time around, and I think that my target at 1,792 could be hit maybe end of this month. Okay, all right, and after that, the next target is pretty high, and that is almost close to all-time high at 1923. All right, stay long on gold. I'm bullish. I've been bullish on gold since the beginning of the year, and always been saying that the gold macro uptrend is up, and trillions of dollars of monetary and physical stimulus in US is helping to push the gold prices up, and also the low interest and even negative interest rates is also favorable for gold prices. Okay, so that's where we are. We talk about gold, and it did a small, slight little dip, and then it rebounded. Okay, so last count, it went to 1,762 at the high today. We also talk about the reopening of Singapore economy, particularly the phase 2B. Okay, but then it don't seem that the market is celebrating this reopening. It seems that the reopening is a little muted, all right? So I was talking about Convert Del Gro, still about the same price that we talked about. Today has gone back to 152. So last week, when I was talking about it, it was 1.58. All right, I think it went back up, and then now it's coming back down again. So it went to 168, and then now today looks like it's coming back to test the 158 again. Okay, so that sets. We also talk about sets on 15th of June. It went to hit 330, and now it's back down again. So looks like not a lot of celebration for the phase 2 opening. Okay, and let's get an update of the US COVID. So you guys have been seeing the market going up relentlessly in spite of all the very poor macro data, particularly, the COVID cases that is on the increase now. The market seems to be ignoring, the latest or the current increase in the COVID. All right. Let me just, okay, so just latest news I got here, it should be noted that the increase in the number of coronavirus could be down to increase and more widespread testing, and also the anomaly in data collection. All right, nonetheless, the surge in cases does not appear to be one-off. Right? In the US, more than 30,000 new corona cases were reported on both Friday and Saturday, and that is a big jump. All right, with infection rising in states across the Southwest and the Midwest. So here we are, we are seeing increase in COVID cases across America, but still the global market don't seem to be too perturbed by the uptick in the coronavirus cases. In fact, as I'm looking at the market, the Wall Street tonight, in spite of all this headline news on COVID cases, Dow Jones, right, currently is still up about 150 points. Okay, so, and also in Beijing, it looks like coronavirus was gone, and now it seems to be back. We have a surge there. And we have in Beijing, we have a cluster of like 50 new cases, and parts of Beijing has gone into a re-lockdown. So people are fearing that there could be a second wave that will return to the Chinese capital. So I want to talk about the Hong Kong Stock Exchange price. So the last time I talked about it, Hong Kong Stock Exchange was doing about 275. Okay, last count today it closed at a whopping high of 311. Okay, and that it's gone up since 3 weeks ago. It's gone up about 15%. All right, and that's a lot of money. And I know a lot of people who followed my call this time round on Hong Kong Exchange really had a bumper harvest. All right, so what do I think? All right, so a lot of you guys are asking me, is it time to sell Hong Kong Stock Exchange? The answer is no. Look at my trade plan, and let me tell you why it is no. And I believe that the Hong Kong Stock Exchange could be a big theme this year. And the reason is, all right, the Hong Kong market will be likely to be the destination of the secondary listing of Chinese ADR that is currently listed on the US market with a combined market cap of 1.5 trillion. Can you imagine 1.5 trillion worth of shares are going to go to the Hong Kong index? Okay, and a lot of these companies are high-tech companies. Okay, and then and the second point is that a lot of these Chinese unicorns, right? Today, when they seek for IPO, they normally their first choice of listing will be the US Nasdaq or in the US markets. But now that the White House or the US has suggested that all Chinese companies should adhere to US auditing rules, many of the Chinese companies do not want or cannot adhere to these rules, and therefore US market will not be the destination. So if all these Chinese unicorn, which has an estimated value of 600 billion, were to come on stream and be listed on Hong Kong Stock Exchange, that will represent about under like 15% of Hong Kong market cap. All right, and just think for a moment. All right, can you imagine that all these high-tech companies currently, all right, that is in China now and also in US now, they all come and they congregate in Hong Kong Stock Exchange. All right, what will it make of the Hong Kong Stock Exchange? It will not only increase in market capitalization, it will almost be a Chinese Nasdaq. All right, so that is a huge game changer, and that is why I continue to be bullish on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. And but some of you are asking me and said, the market is so high, US market is so high. If we have a correction, will Hong Kong Stock Exchange also similarly be pulled down? And my answer is this, right? So if you are afraid that Hong Kong Stock Exchange that have gone up about 15% in the last 3 weeks will also suffer a similar correction if the Wall Street market corrects, then I would propose that you hedge it, all right? You hedge it with a short, All right, so you long the Hong Kong Stock Exchange and you short MSCI Hong Kong or the Hang Seng Index. You can do that. All right, you can short them. So you do a pair trade. And so far, when we look at this pair trade, right, it has been like doing quite well. All right, and one has outperformed the other. All right, so this is my Hong Kong Stock Exchange trade plan that I did on 1st of June, and I've showed you, all right, in my 1st of June market chat. All right, so it has now broken above the last resistance at 300, last close 311. I would expect next target to be 330, and then at eventually I think, all right, in a year's time it should hit 360. Okay, so a huge a lot of upside to go in Hong Kong Stock Exchange because it is, I think, one of the best story today, all right, investment story today, and I think a lot of institutions are following this story. So I want to talk about quadruple reaching, all right. So what is that? A quadruple reaching day, all right. And last Friday we had one, and quadruple reaching day refers to the third Friday of every quarter, and it is March, June, September, December, and this day the market index futures, market index options, stock options, stock future will expire, usually resulting in increased volatility. Okay, and so traders, if you are good, right, in spotting this volatility and spotting this trade discount or premium, all right, you could take advantage of that to make some money. All right, so quadruple reaching days are usually accompanied by considerable volatility in stocks and derivative prices, as well as increased trading volume. As a result, investors can anticipate and plan for the potential effect of this relatively turbulent trading days. So what's the strategy? Okay, the strategy is on a quadruple reaching day, fund manager tends to sell some stocks and buy other to rebalance their portfolio. And this phenomena will result in some counters oversold and some overbought. Okay, and this is where traders can take advantage of price anomaly to make some quick profit. So last Friday, if you have a keen eyes on this, Dairy Farm was sold down 20 cents, ST Engineering was sold down, and Walmart was sold down, but HKEX was bought up. So those that are sold down will go up the next day, all right, and those that are bought up will go down because this is like a one day wonder sort of rebalancing. All right, so let's look at the Dairy Farm chart. So on Friday, it was sold down 20 cents. You saw that it closed low and closed to as low as 461, and today rebounded to a high of 473. And Stock Exchange of Singapore, it went up as high as 835, and today it went down to 815. So if you're sharp, all right, and if you have shorted HKEX, okay, you would have made the next day 20 cents. All right, that is like, easy money. Okay, so ST Engineering, all right, it was sold down and it went to as low as 336. Today it went, all right, it went up to as high as 345. And Walmart, you saw the surge in volume there. All right, it went to as low as 382, and then today it just went back up to 391. So, so as a professional trader, I've been using this strategy, for my last like 18 years of professional trading. And every time we come to days like this, quadruple reaching, we comes to very important periods like, for example, a readjustment of MSCI index. All right, so those are the very key periods where the stocks will see a very high volatility. And if you are a good trader, you will know how to spot this discount and premium and make money out of it. So I hope, for some of you who don't understand this, never heard of these things, okay, let me just introduce a strategy here for you. Okay, so I'll talk about China mobile sector. It has been on the climb, all right, since the Chinese economy reopened, and you could see that the sales of vehicles, all right, automobiles, all right, maintain their strong recovery, rising by 14.5% year-on-year. And this marked the first month of a double-digit year-on-year sales growth since April. So if you think that, you know, the automobile sector is taking off, one of the stocks you want to think of is Geely Automobiles. Okay, so this is my case for Geely Automobile. Read it for yourself. I just want to show you Geely Automobile chart. All right, is moving sideways, but this quarter their results should be a lot better than the last one. Okay, so as the earnings season approach, I believe that Geely should go up, and according to my trade plan, the first support was hit today at 12.19. Next one 11.94. So watch this support level, see if you can catch some bargain. But I think eventually it should rebound to 12.90, 13.30, and $14. Okay. So, and the other stock I want to talk about is about the lithium theme electric vehicle. Okay, so electric vehicle sales has also been on the rise, and theme here is that the battery story on electric vehicle, most particularly in Europe. Europe seems determined not to relax its CO2 emission target despite this year's decline in oil prices. Okay, so France and Germany recently raised the subsidies of electric vehicles, and the result of that is also an increase in demand for lithium batteries, and Ganfeng Jingxi Ganfeng Lithium is one company that you should be looking at. All right, so the base case is this. All right, Ganfeng has signed agreement with global top-tier battery producers and automobiles OEMs such as LG Chem, Tesla, BMW, and Volkswagen. All right, Ganfeng partnership with high-quality downstream customer can help in the stable production and also industry-leading profitability to support profit growth. Okay, so what's the upside scenario? As a current lithium raw material costs continue to decline while production and sales continue to expand, these augur well for Ganfeng's earnings. All right, and we should see some better earnings improvement in 2020. Okay, so this is Jiangxi's Ganfeng's lithium company trade plan. All right, it has hit a top, right, the all-time high at 3.171. Okay, so a lot of you who are chartists will look at it and say, oh, you know, it could be a double top, but I don't think so. I think it may not be a double top, but I think any pullback, all right, to 32 could be a buy because this double top, could be tested again, and this stock could break its all-time high 38.17, and my target will be 44.60. All right, so let's take a look at STI. This is STI. This is my trade plan, a beautiful trade plan, catching the top and the bottom and catching the breakouts. Okay, so today we have STI hitting my targets at 2832, and now it's coming back down today. And let's take a look. All right, so current price of STI round about let me see, it's 2634, I think, that we are seeing now. Okay, so what we have seen is the STI made a rebound, hit my target, came back down again. All right, and sitting on the support now. And if this level is broken, which is about 2633, we could see 2596 and 2550. All right, so the upside is capped here at about 2680. Okay, so about there. Okay, so there's a resistance at 2670, 2680, about there. Okay, so that will be the short-term cap on STI. Okay, so I want to talk about the UOB trade plan. UOB trade plan a little exciting because it's coming to support zone now. Today it closed at 2065. So another 30 cents more down, we'll see a support for UOB, and I have a conviction buy for UOB at 1987. All right, so watch for UOB. If it comes down to this price, I would be taking my chance, go for a long, and then surely at this price, I believe there could be a rebound. All right, so let me just end up sum this whole thing up with this slide. So this is my last slide, and these are the important economic data coming out from US. All right, and as usual, consumer spending on Friday and also Thursday jobless claim. Okay, so that is probably the important ones coming out this week. Okay, so thank you for tuning in again. I hope you benefited. This video is done especially for you, for a lot of you out there who, really are very new to trading, very new to investment. I hope this information will really help you. Okay, thank you very much. See you again in the next edition. Bye.